So I'm out and about today on this lovely little 3.5 Morini that we've got for sale at the moment in the shop. Look at the website, lasoveloce.com, for some more details. This is a bike we've just rebuilt in the workshop, so it's got a refreshed motor, new tyres, it's got a Sachs digital ignition system, a few other bits and bobs that we've ended up doing to it. And as a result, it's an absolute cracker. It really flies, it revs and it goes, and it's just a really good example of how a Morini 350 should be. Now, I've got a lot of love for these little machines. For 20-30 years, my father Stuart, as some of you will know, was basically Mr. Moto Morini. So I grew up around Morinis, and it was my first ever proper bike. I had a 3.5 frame like this, but with a 500 engine in it. And I just used to love that bike. I used to go everywhere on it, and I completely and utterly abused it. I was 18 at the time, I think. I used to stand on the rear pegs and wheelie like Troy Corsa, who was obviously very popular at the time in World Superbikes. And just what an awesome little bike. I used to go out and ride with friends who got much bigger machines, like Fireblades and RC30s and things like that. And they used to pull up at the end of the road and expect to have to wait for me, and I'd always be there on their shirt tails, and nobody could ever really understand why. The Morini just carries so much corner speed. They're so nimble. You just never shut the throttle. Just keep it wide open all the way, and they're such rewarding little bikes. You know, I've even raced Morinis. I've done sort of early stocks and various bits and bobs, a little bit with CRMC and stuff like that. And I've managed to make the Morini compete against bikes which it should never have got close to. But the chassis was just so good, and the lean angles and the corner speed that I used to be able to carry with it were just phenomenal. So, you know, wonderful little bikes. This is a fantastic example, and I've had a real hoot today blasting down the lanes on it, probably far quicker than I ought to be going. But it's brought back a lot of memories for me, and like I say, this is a particularly good example. And yeah, they're just so much fun. They're light, they're fast, they're reliable, they're easy to start, they're easy to live with, spares are widely available, and there's just so many boxes ticked by a Morini 3.5. You really do sort of do well to find something better. You know, what a special little bike. Still underrated and underpriced as far as I'm concerned. If this was a Ducati, you'd probably pay twice as much for it. And you know, and the ridiculous thing is that this is just a better machine. I love these little twins, and if you compare them to the Ducati singles and the other bits and bobs that were around at the time, even the MB twins, things like that, this is a far superior machine in every way. And yeah, still to this day very underrated and unappreciated, but an absolute peach of a little bike. And if you're in the market for sort of a lightweight classic, you do a lot worse than to have a look at a Morini 3.5.